towel over the décolleté.
Right.
Okay. All right, so, so the client consultation, okay, we've already, talked, with the client about, what she put on there. If there's something that's not quite clear or she left it blank, need to go over it, get a good understanding about, what she has or what kind of conditions her skin is in. Might be eczema, might be psoriasis, it could be the beginning of acne, a lot of things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they're under medication for their skin, a lot of medications you cannot do some of the services, for example, the massages, or a lot of rubbing on the skin because it could cause to irritation and could also swell up. So those are contraindications, so talk about those. Then, of course, we've already draped her, and she's either in a robe or in a spa gown. And we assisted her already, to be comfortable. And then we washed her hands, put on our gloves. So now we're going to do an initial skin analysis and consult a treatment plan, talk about a treatment plan. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to make sure that we remove any makeup that she has in her eyes and lipstick, okay? So I don't have any supplies. You're gonna have to hand it down to me. If you were gonna take a round, a cotton round, a couple of them. Here.
Everything organized and also
Miss Vera, can you let me know when it's 3:30?
Uh-huh.
What else you need to finish that?
Just a little bit of that, the first cream right there. Yeah, you could just. So y'all gonna go ahead and do the same thing.
And those are actually small. I think I already used these two. Or
And you can turn it.
Just a little drop, okay? You don't want a whole lot on there.
Mm-hmm.
Just on one side. Okay. So what you're going to do is we're going to start with the left eye, okay? And you're going to pull her eyebrow up just a little bit, okay? And then we're going to take the cotton round and we're going to start on the inside on the lid, and we're going to wipe across but downward, so it's like this across the eyelid. Okay, make sure she has her eyes closed. Then when we get to the edge, we're going to come around and we're going to clean underneath, going towards the nose. So what we're doing is doing a circular movement. Okay. Be very gentle because the skin around the eyes, the lids, and the skin underneath are very, very sensitive. Okay. Do that a couple of times. Turn it over on the dry side and repeat the step to remove the cream. Alright, then this is trash now, okay? Now if you want to use a certain shelf to just accumulate the trash, you can, okay?
okay.
No, not for
Oh,
cream.
first.
And you're going to rinse it out, okay? So if you have a sink near you, you can go rinse it out, or you can have an extra bowl to rinse these out, okay? It's
Okay.
up to you how you want to work with that. Okay, you rinse it out, make sure all the water is out of it. You don't want any dripping water, and you go back and do the same thing. Now you're going to rinse the area out. Once you do that, and when you go downward, what you're doing is you're loosening up all the mascara, okay?
Yeah.
Or any eye makeup that she might have. Okay. Again, you can either pitch this and get a clean one. I prefer to get a clean one, you know, instead of using the same one. Okay, very gentle. Making sure we don't get it into her eye. All right, so now we do the same thing with the right eye, okay? Start at the nose, across and downward, underneath the eye. And by the second time, the eye mascara or any eyeshadow should be coming out. Okay, and then you rinse off your cotton round, okay, or get a clean one, wet it.
I like clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then clean the area. So now we're done with cleaning and removing the eye makeup. Now we take another one. Now we're going to remove the lip color. Okay? So just use the same one if you want to. You
Okay.
know, now we don't
I
have
was
to,
really, okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I use
Just
the-
Simulation.
just
Yeah.
for the sake of saving
Yes.
your supplies, okay? All right. So now for the lips,
Mhm.
same thing. You apply the makeup remover, okay? Or if you don't have makeup remover, you can use cream, like a cleansing cream.
Okay.
Okay. Hold the corner of her mouth, okay? And you're gonna go in from the outside to the center. From the corner to the center. Do not use the same side, okay?
For the other.
Move it around because all you're doing is going to be smearing the makeup, the lip color back on the skin, okay? Once you get one side clean,
Uh-huh.
turn it over. Hold the lip on the other side and start from the corner.
Hold the other side of the lip, Nikil. You want to hold down the side that you're cleaning.
Oh, she has the opposite.
Okay, let me see you do it, Miss
Okay, when I was on
Escamilla.
this side, I was holding this side.
Right.
That's the opposite.
And then going
Yeah.
like this. So then
I thought
when
you hold down this side and go like this. You can hold because
I'm holding each side as I'm going because what I'm doing is I'm stretching the lip
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm going like this.
Yeah, okay, so, got it.
Because you're gonna drag the lip like this.
But you're going to the center. The
Right,
other
so you
side-
hold this and go like this.
What she means is like I'm gonna do this side. So what she means is doing
Yeah,
this
that's
side.
what Miss Bear is saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, which one?
Okay. Then what she's saying, all right?
Miss
So
Vera,
yeah,
okay.
makes more sense, okay? Like this,
Sometimes it's hard on a mannequin. You
Yeah.
get turned around.
and then the other side. Okay?
Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Make sure you fold your cotton on each wipe on a
Okay.
lipstick.
Yeah, because she said don't use the same or you're
Right.
Right. Move it around.
You
or
will be
turn
doing
it
this
over.
at State Board, exactly what you're doing right here. So you'll wipe, fold, wipe, fold,
Okay.
wipe, fold. Do it 3 times on each side. Wipe, fold, wipe, fold, and then you're done with that one.
Okay. Trash it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now the next step is to do the analysis. Okay, you want a clean surface. Okay, because a lot of them are coming in with makeup. So a lot of people like to do the initial cleaning.
Mhm.
Okay, and they can do that. Or if you see that they're not wearing makeup, what you can do is just dip your hands into some warm water, or take a warm towel. Whatever you find easier, okay? So what you want to do is you want to go in there and just moisten the skin to be nice and warm, okay? To also open up the pores and to be able to see and clean off whatever's on there, just to kind of have a clean slate, all right? So once you have cleaned it off, then you can go ahead and use your, okay, your magnifier, okay? So then you would be looking in the area, the problem areas around the nose, you know, any blackheads or pimples that you might see, or any other kind of skin conditions that they might have, okay? So once you have done that, you can talk to your client and you can tell her, you know, this is what, you know, what I see, you have a white head that I'm gonna have to, you know, go in there and take it out, or take out those blackheads around the nose or whatever, okay? So then that's what you would, that's your, the plan is, we're going to be using this and this and this, you know, for your skin, you know, to control that little bit of acne or a little bit of breakout that you have or whatever, okay? So once you have your plan, move this out of the way. Okay, so the next step would be now to go in there, and if you did do a cleaning, now we're gonna do a better cleaning, okay? It's more like an in-depth cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
So then what we do now is we're gonna take our cleansing cream.
Mr. Escamilla.
This one, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So do we pour a bit?
So what you can do is you can
Put
pour
it
some
here.
at the back of your hand.
Okay.
Mhm. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to start placing it, like in her chin, her nose, or the bridge of the nose rather, forehead. Now with this one, you also want to include the neck and the décolleté, okay? So as far as we can, with this mannequin, we can just go this far,
Mhm.
okay? But you would. A lot of people like to start down at the bottom and then go work their way up to the top. Some work their way down, okay? So it's, you know, it's optional. There's different ways that you can do it.
That way you can have a pattern. Da, 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 da.
But the thing is,
da,
always
da, da.
have a pattern, yeah, okay? But you can adjust it as you work with different
Mhm.
clients, you know? Okay, so now, the cream, you can feel it through the gloves, it's cold.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is, I want to emulsify it, okay? Warm up my hands, okay? So then I go in there. So if I was doing the décolleté, I start in the center and then work my way out, okay? I'm just pretending she has a décolleté here, okay?
Okay, what's a décolleté?
Décolleté is this chest area right
Oh,
here,
gotcha.
okay? And then you would spread it across. Work your way up to the neck. Same thing. Once you start applying the cream, keep contact. One hand has to be in contact with the skin at all times. Be very careful when you work around the lip area. Do not get it into her lips, which is going to be kind of hard with this mannequin, but we'll do our best. Okay? Work off the
It's
grid.
sticking to the mannequin, so it's kind of hard to, like, see.
Mhm. Need water.
Yeah, and if you have a cream that that starts to
Here.
dry out,
This
dip
is
your
lotion. Might
dip
get it a
your
little
fingers
wet.
into some water and
Mhm.
moisten it again.
That helps.
Yeah,
Help a little bit.
Yeah.
Get some water.
Here's a little bowl.
Okay. Okay, so now, once you have spread it out, okay,
Slow down. Slow down, it's a facial.
Okay.
You want to bring a relaxing environment. This is a relaxing
so now
procedure, so
I
slow
need more
down.
water. This
Yeah.
seems too.
so now you don't
You want to
want,
put some water in here now, Kill? That
To
way she
get-
could dip, please.
you don't want to get too close to the eyes, okay?
Okay.
All right, just stay maybe a good inch,
Thank
inch
you,
and a
ma'am.
half away from the eye.
Thank you.
Okay, so now
If the
we're
bed's not
gonna
moving,
start
you'll
cleaning.
put it down right there. There you go.
There's, you are going to start working it around the chin area, mandible area.
Slow down. This feels so good. Relax.
Okay. Up the nose, across the forehead. Make another round. Include the neck, the décolleté, cleaning it. Use your fingers, your index and your thumb to kind of make circular movements.
And don't break contact with her face. One hand off. Just think of it as an electrical current, Stay grounded.
With your thumb, you can work around the nostril area, that little fold right there where everything accumulates.
hmm
Kind of go in there.
Try to stick to using these two fingers.
These two?
Yeah. Put your thumb. You can probably put a thumb down on a pressure point.
It also depends on the client's size of the face.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times their face is so small you can't use all your fingers on there. And a lot of times you're working with a larger face, so you have to know which fingers to use and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to remove the cleanser. Alright, so at this time we can lift both hands off. Okay? And now we're going to take our towels out of the cabbie.
Nice hot towels coming up.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna unfold it. At this time, they would be hotter than this, okay? So you also wanna check the temperature, okay? If it feels comfortable to you, but don't let it get too cold. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take this towel, okay, and take one side, bring it over, the other side, bring it over here, and just leave her mouth and her nostrils free. Okay. Once it gets, and a lot of times some of them just go in there and just wipe it off. Utilize the warmness,
Yeah.
for
Feels
comfort.
great.
Yes, it feels good. Okay, so now you can go ahead and open it up. What I usually do is I start with the top corner here, and I start removing the cream from her décolleté, her neck. Be very careful around the nostrils. And then across. Fold this in. All the dirty part is on the inside. That you have a clean area now. Go over it again to remove all the cleanser. If some of it got slightly into her nostril, just very gently clean it out. Make sure the face is completely dry or clean from the products. Now, if she still has some on her décolleté, you can wipe it across like this, and then use the neck, this part here, to clean the neck parts. Okay, and then just wipe it out. All right, so now, the next, so what do we do with the towel?
You put it in the basket. The clothes basket, which is not here, but you would put it in there. Yeah.
If you don't have one, right, that you can put next to you, you can go ahead and have an area where you can just put the dirty ones in there.
Yeah, like he said on the tray we can
Right.
have a place
Yeah.
for the dirty stuff.
Right. Okay, so now, the next step would be, and this is optional, exfoliant. If you see, if it's a client that has pretty good skin and she just wants kind of a maintenance and she's in for, just a good cleaning, I would utilize an exfoliant. Again, you have to be careful what type of skin they have. If they have sensitive skin, there's different type of exfoliants. So if they have very sensitive, you might use the grittiness, the real fine, almost like a sand, that you can feel very little grittiness, because you don't want anything that's coarse, that's going to tear up her skin. Okay, so you can use those. So just depending on what type of skin they have, So if you're going to use the exfoliant, then the same thing. It would come in a tube or in a jar, and you would apply it on the face. Now, this one, after you apply it, you definitely need to wet your hands because it dries out. And then you're going to be pulling, and this is where the friction and that tearing of the skin comes in. So go ahead and apply it the same way you did the massaging cream, the cleansing cream, sorry. And then you start working it in. Just very gently, the same steps that you did for the cleansing, you're going to do. Look at the areas. If she has a lot of oiliness, she has like a T-zone, concentrate on there, okay? What the exfoliant is going to get rid of all the dead skin cells. Okay, that's how come when you get a facial and you come out, you look brighter, your skin, because all those dead skin cells, are just on the surface of the skin. And this is what this is for.
Okay.
So you work it in, okay? So now we're done. The same thing, and you don't want to work it as long as a cleansing cream, just a little bit, okay? And then take a new towel, okay? The same thing, put it on there, wrap it around the face, and then start removing it gently, okay? All right, so I don't think you have to probably go as far as the neck and the décolleté. I think just around the facial area would be enough, okay? Because I don't think we need it there so much. So then cleanse it off, okay? You want to wipe it off. So the next step would be to apply the massaging cream, okay? So the massaging cream, we have the oil.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to use a little bit. Just use a little bit because we just.
Okay, so properly, how do you put it? You put it on.
If it's an oil, I would just put a small drop here and there. Okay? Don't touch the skin. Just kind of drop it in an area. Just a small little drop. A lot of people, what they do is they use a cream and they put a few little drops of oil.
Run.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
run.
then you just massage it in.
And then then you work it in. You don't need any oils or anything like that. Okay,
Which
so
one is
Oh, I see. Because we don't do oil. It's a lotion, a massage
it's
cream.
a cream. It's
Good.
a cream.
Yeah,
And it's
like this.
very, very oily. You don't even need this. But I'm just saying, a lot of people like to do that. They like to put this, incorporate it into their cream.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, for slip, because you have to have slip. Okay, so you're going to work it in the same way. And remember, you always start in the chin area and work your way up. Spread it across. Okay, there's 3 steps for the massage. Okay, the effleurage, the petrissage, and the tapotement. Those are the 3 that they're going to want to see at State Board.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the most popular ones, okay? So your effleurage is like stroking, friction on the skin. Okay, so you want to start at the bottom of the chin, and there's different massages. Okay, this book shows a set. Cosmetology will probably show you a little bit different. So you can incorporate your own massages, whatever you feel comfortable with and you think would be beneficial for the client.
Okay.
Okay, so the way I do mine is I start massaging all around along the chin area right here.
Okay. So just here.
And I go up to the earlobe. I go back. And once you get these massages, which I recommend that you practice on a regular basis, that you do them in a rhythmic manner, okay? All right. All right, now I'm going to go to the corner of the mouth, and I'm going to massage. Yeah, I'm using my thumb, but you can use 2 fingers, okay, whatever you're comfortable with. So you have motor points here, you have motor points here, you have motor points here, and you have motor points here in this area, okay?
Mhm.
Those are the areas that you want to target, okay? So this one is stimulating the pressure points here, the motor points here. Then when I do the corner, I'm targeting the ones around the mouth. Okay. And then when I do these right here, it's targeting right here in the cheek area and across. So I'm covering here, I'm covering here, and I'm covering this area here. Okay? All right. Now, if I want to do these movements on the forehead, and what I do is I go up the nose from that point like this, and then I go up to the top. Okay? So I can do right above the eyebrows. Okay. Then the middle part of the forehead, all the way across. Right underneath the hairline. So I did 3 rows of massages. Above the eyebrow, so into the middle of the nose, across to the temple, and then underneath the hairline, and I repeat that several times, okay? Maybe up to 6 times, you know, that you can do it. All right. Another one I like to do, because a lot of people come in with a lot of lines on their, or the worry lines or the frowning lines.
Mm-hmm.
These exercises are good to tone those muscles. I like to do big X's. I start in the center with an X. I move to the side just a little bit, make another X. I go to the end of the eyebrow and do an X. Then I work my way back. Notice how my hands, only one hand lifts and the other one goes down.
Use more of it. So you can get more of this feeling instead of just this feeling.
You
So
want
I'm
to,
using the tips, but if you use more of, you
Yeah.
know, that's more relaxing when you do that.
Bless you.
I just touch your face.
you want,
No, you're fine. I just,
But
it's
you can
just,
feel the
this
difference
space
of what
is
it
so
feels like if it's
tiny.
more on, you laying flat as to opposed to just going like with the tips.
yeah, you want to put your fingers at an angle like an X here. But
Yeah.
you also want enough pressure where it's going to affect the muscles
Mm-hmm.
and all this,
And
that
wake up everything that's
Yeah.
under there.
because you want that blood to stimulate, because that's what's going to help the toning.
it's
on
just
all that.
harder for me because I have really big hands. And this is really
Well, that's
small
why I say,
right
you know, if you just want to use one finger or
yeah,
two
that's what I was
fingers,
doing,
yeah.
2 fingers,
you-
because
yeah.
for me to, like, I would
Right.
overpower
You
her
can
whole
use
face.
the
Yeah.
fingers, but do them flat as opposed to this.
Oh,
Is what
okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
More of your
because
finger.
you have more pressure this way
Yeah.
than this way.
Yeah.
Is this right, Miss Escamilla?
No, I want you to put it like this at an angle, okay, and then go like this as if you were drawing an X,
Yeah.
and then like this across. One
Right
line
here.
here, one line here. One
Oh.
line here.
Imagine the corner of the eyebrow to the opposite side diagonally across.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good exercise for this is this one. You know, if you have big hands, yeah, you're gonna have to watch how many fingers you use.
I
You
can only
go
use 3.
place them like this and across. Leave one hand down, the other one.
I like
stays.
the X better.
Mhm.
My hands are too little for. That just feels weird. I like the X
And
though.
and everyone's face and forehead is
It's gonna be
different.
different, yeah.
cheeks. Sometimes I have higher wide cheekbones.
Yeah.
You'll
you
make
might
the
have more
adjustments that you
room
need.
to
Yes.
work with. Yeah.
Mhm.
So now I've targeted with the effleurage. I've targeted all the motor points here
Mhm.
around the mouth. Okay. And then across the forehead.
And across the forehead.
Okay? All right. So now the petrissage is the pinching, kind of lifting of the skin.
Mhm.
Okay? You can either position your fingers like this and grasp it. I would say the person that has a little bit more cheeks and everything, you could use this.
Mhm.
But the person that has a real slim face and tight skin, you kind of have to use your fingers like this to
Yeah.
pinch it. Okay? So what you're gonna do is I go over the same
Okay.
areas. Okay, starting at the middle part of the chin and lifting the skin. What I'm doing, I'm grabbing it and I'm lifting it. Grabbing and lifting. Okay, I'll go to the corner of the earlobe. Once I do about a repetition of 6, go to the corner of the mouth and grab that skin and repeat those steps. Now this one goes from the corner of the mouth to the middle part of the ear. Okay? And then repeat the step 6 times and then go to the corner of the nostril. The corner of the nostril is going to go across to the top of the ear.
Yeah.
Okay, repeat that. Remember, do not lift both hands up. One hand remains in contact with the skin. Then this one, you want to go over to the other side and do the same thing. Repeat the step. And then you want to do the same thing. Remember, when we're done here, go up, and then we start with the forehead. Same thing. Okay, that's the petrissage.
And then
Now the next one is tapotement. Tapotement is tapping. T-O-T-A-P. Okay, so that one, you would slide your hand down, come here. I'm targeting the same areas. Same areas. This one you're slightly slapping and lifting. Slapping and lifting. Just with enough pressure that it won't,
my
it
God.
won't feel bad.
Your lady's falling.
Okay, go to the other side. Repeat the steps. Now what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to look at a lot of videos, okay? See the different techniques that they have and then customize it to what you want to do,
Okay.
okay? As long as you're incorporating the
Okay.
effleurage, petrissage, and tapotement, okay? Because that's the only way. I mean, I don't like to just stick with the book. Like I said, I've learned these through the cosmetology, but the aesthetics, I noticed that some of the massages are a little bit different. But you can customize it to the way you want to.
So
There's
the
no
last-
wrong way or right way.
So the last one was the tapping, and before that was the lifting.
The lifting,
And what was the first one?
effleurage is the
Effleurage.
rubbing, the friction.
Oh,
the,
this one.
yeah, like
Oh,
circular
that one.
movement.
Okay, so rubbing,
Right.
lifting,
Mhm.
and tapping.
And also, you can also incorporate these. You can also incorporate this one with the like the mouth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
To kind of work around the mouth, okay? And There's another one that you can do that you can incorporate with the effleurage, is the going around the mouth. Okay, this is more like a relaxing. You start at the corner of the mouth right here, underneath the lower lip. You make like an 8 around the mouth, around the nostril. That's your 8 right there. Go underneath the eye, go up to the temple. I would kind of use that one at the end for your, because you see you're rubbing the temple and you're relaxing the person. You're kind of slowing everything down. So once you've done the last one, then what you want to do is just kind of like caress her face. Okay? What you're doing is you're slowing the blood flow and everything. You don't want to just stop and that's it.
Yeah.
You need to let it slow down. It's like when you exercise, they tell you to warm up and then to cool down, right?
Yeah.
So you want the same thing, because this is an exercise for the face. Yeah. So once you slow down to where it's almost nothing, then when you get there, you just like, and then both hands come off. Okay. So that's your assignment to, to work with that. Okay, so now, we are ready to remove the massaging cream. Okay, same thing. Wrap it around. Okay. Apply some of that warmness to her face. Now this one, especially this one, because the next step is going to be the mask. In the mask, you want those pores
To be open,
so
yeah.
that cream can penetrate in there and take out everything that doesn't need to be there. Okay, so then start removing the cream the same way.
I got it on the eyes.
Up the nostrils. Okay, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and use our steamer, okay? We can use hot towels, it's the same thing, but if you wanna use the steamer, to open it up, okay, so you would take your steamer and
Can the steamer be on during the whole service?
if it has a preset button,
Oh,
you could, but this one right here doesn't, it just starts working, okay? So I'll just have it on just so you can.
no, I mean, can it blow during the whole service? Cause I went and got a facial at Milk and Honey.
And they left it on for
The
whole
steamer
service?
was going the whole time, and it felt like it was going, the position of it, it felt like it was going up my nose, and I was like, okay, she
It shouldn't be
repositioned.
on, it should only be on,
And I think it actually.
Yeah, when it's-
She had it on the whole service.
no.
Oh,
I find that like if I plan to ask my clients how comfortable they are when you turn it on, because I got claustrophobic one time with it because it was so close to my face that I just.
It should be about 18 inches away from the face.
okay.
Yeah, but so, like me, I can't handle something like that on my face, so I feel like
Yeah,
asking
people who have like
people.
sinus and yeah.
Yeah, I
things
feel
like
like
Maybe that's
asking
why.
people-
I was like, if it,
Yeah, always ask them, are you comfortable? How
Yeah,
does this feel?
Yeah.
And even after maybe 3 minutes, are you still okay with that?
Yeah, and
Please,
sometimes if you have to
let me
move
know.
it further back, like I read that in the
And the
book.
reason you don't want it too close is because if it starts dripping out, it's going to drip out hot water,
yeah.
so it's going to burn the person, okay? So,
I think
So-
as long as the steam is
yeah.
in the room,
Because
you
it
know,
goes a
not
long
on
ways.
top of us.
Yeah.
So about 18 inches or so away would be fine, okay?
Okay.
This softens the skin, opens up the pores, so when you put the mask on. But it's optional. If the client says, I can't take that, then use a hot towel.
Yeah.
As hot as they can stand it on their face, and that'll work just as well, okay? So, yeah, so then that's what we do. So, okay, so once we're done with that, okay, we are going to apply the mask, okay? So the mask, there's a brush there.
Right in front of you, the
Yeah.
brush.
we'll
That's
just-
not a mask.
It's a mask.
It's
isn't
a
it?
facial mask.
It
Yeah.
says mask?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can go ahead and, so that one you want to put it in the bowl, Okay.
This one.
Yeah. If y'all don't want to go ahead, because then there's going to be a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
We'll just put that with the spatula.
So
you would
with
pour
this,
some.
okay, because this is a brush, so we pretend this is a spatula.
No, the spatulas are right there in that jar.
This. Oh, this one. Okay, yeah.
So you would take it out. You would put it in your bowl.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then you would go ahead and take your brush, and then you would start applying it.
And it's a certain kind of brush too, right?
Yeah, it's
A mask brush.
Yeah.
Did you get a mask brush when you went shopping?
I don't remember, but I need to order some.
It
They
doesn't
don't
come in.
look like that.
It doesn't
No,
come in your
it's
kit.
Okay.
flat and
Yeah,
it's.
and it's kind of like a fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
Well,
can use
what I've
that one,
seen.
or you can use the other ones that are flatter.
Okay.
You know, that are thicker, but they're a
Are we
little bit
putting
flatter.
masks on for real, or are we pretending?
No, we're
just
freaking
pretending
pretend.
because
Okay.
they're on it. So what you would do is, like if it's a fan brush, you would, and I think the fan brushes are
Finally coming.
You'll
came out.
gonna practice to see what's more comfortable for you and which one you like.
The brushes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
Everybody, every style, every technician has their own. I like this.
Yeah,
This works for me.
yeah.
And in my opinion, to me, the fan brush is easier to use for masks that are more liquefied. But when you have some that are thicker, like
Like
your clay,
mine, I had to
You
make
need
some
more
with
like a
clay.
You're
sturdy
gonna
brush.
have more than
you
one
need a
kind.
sturdy
Yeah.
brush that's gonna go.
And that's
in.
why I was
Yeah.
telling you that the other one, the one that's actually like,
Mhm.
it's kind of rubber, it doesn't look like a brush.
Yeah.
So you
And
would
then there's also different parts of the face that you maybe want to detail, and the fan brush is too wide. So
yeah.
you will have multiple tools.
So now the only thing that I left
Eventually.
out, when you use the steamer, make sure you put the cotton rounds on her eye, okay, to protect her from the steam, okay, because a lot of people have dry eyes, and that's only going to dry their eyes out more. But go ahead and put some of the cotton rounds, and then once you're done, you can take it off. Okay, so also you can do one of two things before when you are applying the mask. You can go ahead and put the rounds on there. That way you will keep away from near the eyes, because some of these ingredients will cause some burning in the eyes. Okay, so just as a precautionary, measure, you want to go ahead and do that. Put the rounds on there and just work around it, because in reality, you want to stay a good area away from the eye. Okay.
Like use an orbital bone
Yeah.
as your
Yeah.
guide.
Right, and that's why when you put the rounds, it stops almost
Yes.
right there. And you can use the smaller rounds, not the bigger ones. And then you continue applying it, so keeping it away, be very, very careful. Instead of using the flat surface, turn it to the side so you won't get it into their mouth, okay? And then kind of spread the hairs. And then of course, if her rounds ended right there, you just work around there. Okay. And then you do the same thing on the other side and across. Okay. Don't get it too close to her hairline either, especially when they have low hairlines, because you don't want to get that on there. All right. So now the next, she has an eyelashes glued on to the side. Okay. So this, you put it on your table there, because this is going to be disinfected. Okay. All right. So now we're going to wait. Whatever the instructions say, to what degree you leave it dry. Once it is done, if you want to run the steamer again, just to soften the product, because when it dries, if you have one that's tightening, you have to do maybe 2 or 3 applications of the towel to get it all off. This would soften it. So if you wanted to run it, when you're done, just leave the iPads there, then run it to soften it, and then you go in there with the towel and wipe it off, and it'll come off just like that. Okay.
So when I did my son's, I used the other clay one, and I found that it was very hard to get it off with the
Yes.
towel, and because it was dried and it was so thick.
So this would be perfect to use.
Yeah, so what I had to do was use like these cotton and then kind of moisten
Moisten,
and
you
then,
know,
yeah, that's like the only.
Yeah, well, like I said, when you use those type, like the clay ones and all that, yeah, you have to do this about
Yeah,
3 different
just-
times.
Yeah,
It's gonna
because-
take more than one
And he
time.
told me that it was like rubbing on his skin a little too
Yeah,
much. So I was
yeah.
like, okay, maybe
Yeah,
that
you
would
have
be a
to
good
press,
idea.
you
Yeah.
know, not always so much wiping, cause you don't wanna
Yeah.
move the
Because
skin.
remember the
You're
pores
gonna
are
press,
open.
yes, and just work it
And they
work
kind of
it.
get stuck in the you know, in the pores.
Okay.
So then, once we remove it, which would be the same way with the towel, you know, if you have to do it twice, go ahead. And maybe the softening, which should take care of it, you know, where you could do it in one application. Okay, so then the next thing after that is you're going to apply a toner. Now, there is also astringents and there are also fresheners, okay? Now, an astringent is for someone, it has alcohol content in it. So it's not designed for people with dry skin, so don't use that. The freshener has a little bit less alcohol, but it still has some alcohol in it. And I would use that if somebody has maybe like a T-zone or something like that. And the toner is the best one because the toner brings your skin back to the natural pH level, which is, do y'all know what it is, the pH level?
It should be, the perfect one would be a 7, but we naturally have a 5.5.
Yeah, it's between 4.5 and 5.5. Yeah, it's right in between that range. When we use products, that product might have too much alkaline in it, okay, or too much acid. You want to bring it back down to the natural level, which in a toner is the perfect one to use, okay? It's probably for anybody to use. Okay, so when you would do that, you would take your cotton round, okay, and you can either spray a toner on, or you can just wet the cotton round, and you would go in there and just like you did with the towel, you would remove it.
The exfoliant
Huh?
or the
No, after
the
we've removed the mask.
oh, the mask.
The skin is clean now. Okay?
Yeah, so she's talking
And
about
this
the
is
toner
the
now.
this is
The toner, yeah.
yeah. So this is to remove any remaining mask or product that's still on the skin.
Okay.
Plus, it is cool, so the coolness is going to close the pores back up. Okay? And then you just go in there just like you did the application. You want to clean all the areas. Okay, so the next step after that is to apply a moisturizer. Okay, the same thing. You get your moisturizer, put it on the face, just apply it on there to all the areas of the face. Okay, keep away from the eyes. Okay, once you have applied the moisturizer, you want to end it with also, and a moisturizer can have sunscreen, or you can apply a sunscreen after that. But it's better just to go ahead and get a moisturizer that already has sunscreen in it. Then apply any kind of serums. Like for the eyes, okay, you can take a cotton swab. I couldn't find any cotton swabs today. So take a cotton swab, and you would want to apply it just very carefully to the eye area, okay? And that's just to moisturize it. And then the lip area as well. Use a different
I
cotton.
brought some, but I don't know where.
And usually it's an eye treatment. It's known as an eye treatment or a lip treatment, okay? So you would apply. No, that's okay.
I'm too late for it, really, but I did bring some.
Okay, so that would be the last of it. Okay, so then you can go ahead and talk to her about the products, or you can just have her go dress, come back, okay, and then talk about the post service, which is talking about her next appointment, the products you would recommend that she take home, or home care. How to follow up at home until her next visit, and then set up, of course, set up a new a new appointment for her. So those are the steps. Everything's in the book. I followed exactly what is in the book. You can customize it because there are high frequency, there are extractions, and all sorts of things that they're only if needed. Okay, and but for a basic, this is all you have to do when you do a facial.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, here.
So because if she needs extractions, we're not doing that tomorrow.
Extractions? No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Do they
Yeah.
teach us how to do extractions here?
No, we don't. We talk about them and demonstrated how you would do it, but that's about it. I mean, you could practice them at home,
Yeah.
but you have to be very careful because we have a lot of little blood vessels in that area,
Yeah.
and you don't want to do it wrong where you're going to bruise a person.
Yeah.
Okay, so but basically what you would do is give me a Kleenex, a couple of Kleenex, please. Okay, so what you would do is you would take 2 Kleenexes, and what you would do is if you have a blackhead,
Mhm.
you would squeeze it, okay, to get it out. I would have a paper towel or something to wipe it off. There's also the extractor that you
I
can
use the
use.
extractor. It's
Those are
easier.
good, like for whiteheads,
Yeah.
The
and,
silver, the little tube.
Yeah.
but it has a little loop at the end.
There's
Yeah.
one that actually I use for my son because he has very oily skin, and it has like a little point where you could actually like.
See, I don't know how to do that, and I'm
Yeah, but that one it works like if they had one that like kind of blackhead. Sometimes they don't want to come out. You poke a tiny bit, and then you put the little round part on it, and it'll come out, and you don't damage the skin opposed to like trying to.
Right.
Yeah, I do want to learn how to do it. That's why I asked, but I don't know how, so I don't know.
So it is just something simple.
Or
fun.
Q-tips. I've seen people use Q-tips.
Q-tips, you can use 2 Q-tips.
Yeah.
You can use your fingers. Okay, the thing you need to know is you have to make sure that you have a Kleenex or maybe a cotton ball, and you clean the area, and then you also disinfect it. Just put some kind of antiseptic on it. Okay,
Mhm.
to make sure that it doesn't get infected, and to clean the area.